hope that you're off to a great start to the new year. I'm so excited to share my first ever bullet journal with you all. So let's dive into January's edition. With my journals, I wanted to create a story of sorts to accompany my architectural designs. So I started this cover illustration of a normal fox jumping through a silver flamed gateway, which then encased the fox in a geometric cocoon, leaving the fox unable to move for now. Moving on to the next pages. This side you can see a mixed media piece of a cocoon fox. After completing this, I had an idea to do a large ink drawing of something similar with much more detail, which you will see in another video and possibly in my Etsy store. To the right is the theme of the month. This month is the month of becoming. January for me is all about looking ahead and dreaming about the possibilities of the advancing year. For me, this is a time of becoming. I have so many ideas for my brand I am architecting. This starts with a fox, not just any ordinary fox, a Archi Fox, a fictional companion if you will, to add a little whimsy to the presentations and storytelling of my architectural odyssey. Now we have my 3-month calendar spread, which I call Sneak Peek. This layout works perfectly for me because it allows me to sit and plan the upcoming projects and events. Following the story of the fox, he is now starting to break free from his geometric cocoon. Having fully freed himself from the cocoon, Fox has now become a Archi Fox, a stylized version of his previous self. Along with his new geometric form, he has now gained an even bigger curiosity for the architectural world that in part created him. He will now accompany us on the storytelling of the different themes throughout the months. This is my monthly spread. I wanted to do something different from the normal grid calendar layout, so I have my dates in this ring surrounding the Archi Fox, which now allows me to have as much or as little space I need to write down the different things I need to do for that particular day. Next is my weekly setup. I wanted to do something more visual than just writing lists and sentences. So I've split the pages up for each week of the month, which in January there's 5. And then along the top of all of these, I have my trackers and a little calendar for me to quickly reference back to. Then on each weekly part I have an inspiration board, notes board and 2 separate boards as well, which will change weekly until I figure out exactly what it is that I want to focus in on. This week's brain dumping playlist, which I didn't use, so I won't be using that again. Then in the center I have this cutout for the daily to-dos and reminders. And then on this side I have project update, which will be like a little snippet image of an update of one of the projects I'm working on. Whereas at the moment this month I'm very heavily focused on video editing and getting a lot of content for the YouTube channel. So this is me just finishing my anime. And then I also have a memories box, and this week's was for my Christmas tree because this is the week I took it down. It's a little bittersweet this time of the year because you're ending Christmas, which is all wonderful and joyful, hopefully for most people. And then you get rid of all of that and start afresh, which in a way is a good thing because it's a nice organizing, cleaning time for me. So it's a bittersweet time of the year for me, I suppose. The next week is pretty much the same thing, only this time I have YouTube ideas and things I need to do at home. This week's project update is technically a memory, but it's also me learning new tools. correction, me learning to use the new tools, because I just bought a new camera lens, and the amount of detail that it has picked up on the moon, I was really impressed, because anytime I've tried taking a picture of the moon before, it just turns out to be this white blob. So I'm quite pleased with myself that it's turned out that way. The memory is just from London, because I took a trip down to London. With these inspiration boards, I really need to write down who they're from or who they're by, so they get the right props for their wonderful work that I get inspired by. So if anyone knows of any of the work that I put on here, please leave a comment below so I can give them the correct recognition that they deserve. This week's project update was a model from one of Renenze Piano's exhibitions that I went to at the Royal Academy in London, and I'm doing a video on that. I'm just editing it again. And this week's memory is a bit of one of the new buildings in London, but this building reminds me of like a villain's lair. Like I imagine like Deacon Frost from Blade, sort of his hangout for him and all of his vampire buddies. Again, another inspiration piece which I love. Again, I need to find out who these people are, because they give me so much motivation and inspiration that I need to give them correct props. This week's project update was because I finished my intro and outro for my videos. Another memory is the only little bit of colour we got in the sky the entire time I was in London. I picked the foggiest day to go to London, but oh well. This is a 2D drawing, believe it or not. I know it doesn't look that way, because with the correct use of shadows it makes it look like a 2D cutout drawing that's got a little bit of a gap, so it creates a shadow, but it is a flat 2D drawing, which I think is fantastic. On my project update, again, is another video that I'm editing, which is about an architectural model project. I'm still trying to work out, but when it's up, it's up. This memory is from a building in Coventry, which is actually flat. It's not round. It's just I was playing around with the panoramic settings on my camera. And that is it for this month. I hope you enjoyed this video, and look forward to next month's. Next month's I will actually post at the beginning of the month as opposed to the end of the month. So thank you so much for watching, and in the meantime, happy architecting!